So you'd have one cockpit seat centred with all the instrument displays around it. This allows for more central real estate to be available in the cockpit, such as the middle left and the middle right of the pilot. You could have a PFD straight in front of the pilot with other screens around it. They'd all be glass cockpit. It helps with monitoring during flight, reducing the workload for the one pilot. Little switches, most everything would be touch screen. Obviously you'd have your throttle control and a side stick, so throttle control would be with right hand, the side stick would be left hand. Also with your flap and landing gear levers, they're not next to each other, that could cause confusion, so they need to be relatively small as to not take up too much space. Retractable HUD, heads-up display for easier display while working big workloads such as landing in your approaches. Everything needs to be within the range of the pilot, within arm's distance. You need to have a comfortable seat. The pilot doesn't need to be standing up for any reasons other than bathroom duty. Seat will come with a seatbelt that can monitor the pilot's health, with cameras with facial detection that sense potential onset or fatigue. In case of pilot incapacitation, the plane can automatically take over and land without any human interaction.
Fatigue of a single pilot will be a significant human factors problem to overcome. Currently on long-haul operations, at least one pilot must always be at the controls in the aircraft in case of an emergency. With an entirely single pilot cockpit design, especially on long-haul operations, the pilot will need rest, otherwise he or she may be too fatigued to safely monitor the more stressful parts of the flight that require high attention and huge workload situations such as takeoff and landing. We propose that the cockpit itself extends backwards from the windows a significant distance to allow for the seat to move backwards and recline completely. This will allow appropriate distance from the controls to satisfy that none of the controls will be inadvertently operated when the pilot is sleeping. It will also mean that the pilot is within the cockpit and is readily available to operate the aircraft in the case of an emergency. The seatbelt will have a vibration function to appropriately wake the pilot, along with oral warning systems for effective attentional breakthrough.
With recent advancement in technology, we've been able to create autopilot systems for our planes, which use computers and machines in order to fly those planes without the need for human interactions. Automation has also allowed a reduction in the crew compartment, as according to Fitz's list, a machine of automated system will be faster and more accurate than human when it comes to reasoning and computations, far superior at sensing deviation in normal operations as the system focus is more specialized and narrow. However, automation has poor error correction and pattern recognition, which human excels in. It is because of this reason that we have decided to design our cockpit to be fully automated. With the pilot as the monitor of the system, it will correct for any errors that may occur in flight. Automation has decreased the number of incident accident innovation. It has brought with it some unexpected effects and issues with regards to its intended benefits. Example, instead of the pilot's workload being reduced, it's only changed the type of work that it needs to be done, but not the amount of work. In fact, in some cases, workload has increased. As a result, if we had to make a cockpit fully automated, there are some factors we need to consider. Humans are very susceptible to fatigue when tasked with extended periods of vigilance, and as such, boring tasks such as simply monitoring systems and instruments. For this reason and those previously mentioned, the aircraft must be able to fully operate automatically, so that the level of monitoring is required by the pilot, and then no further decrease the task load in an effort to reduce this fatigue. For manual skills decay, every pilot will have to go through a similar test every fortnight with a full manual control to keep up his manual flying skills.
Increased warning systems and warning displays will be required in a single pilot cockpit. Visual, oral and tactile warning systems will need to be implemented. Warning systems will cover up to 4 levels, that is, to alert, to inform, to advise, and to also execute. Having a touchscreen interface to make inputs more intuitive. And also have cursory systems for operation which will require higher accuracy. Chapman's philosophy of design reduced error. Shape, colour of handles, etc. should be easily identifiable and intuitive according to past designs. Should be made smaller, however, as these handles, such as the flaps lever, will only be physically used as a backup if the computerized system fails to engage them.